You know that feeling, right? You open up Spotify, you hit play on a playlist it made just for you, and you're just floored. How in the world did it know this was the exact song you needed to hear in this exact moment? It feels like, it feels like magic, maybe even a little spooky. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you the wizard behind that magic. And trust me, you might be surprised by what we find. It's a feeling millions of us have had. You see it all over social media, you hear your friends say it. This idea that an app on your phone has somehow, I don't know, tapped directly into your musical soul. It predicts your moods, it unearths songs you loved and forgot about, and it introduces you to your next obsession before you even know you're looking for it. So what is actually going on here? Is Spotify some kind of mind reader, a digital psychic? Or is the truth something far more fascinating? Turns out the answer isn't magic at all. It's math. Incredibly clever, complex, and honestly really powerful math. And in this explainer, we're going to break down that magic one piece at a time. To really get how this all works, we first have to understand the problem it was built to solve. And it's a very modern problem, the paradox of choice. Think about it. You have a library of over 100 million songs right at your fingertips. That sounds amazing, but trying to pick just one can feel less like a joy and more like a chore. It's actually paralyzing. You open the app, you stare at that search bar, and nothing. You don't even know where to start. And this is exactly where Spotify's core mission comes in. They want to take that burden of choice off of your shoulders and give it to the machine. The whole goal is to create what they call a lean-back experience. You just press play and trust that the perfect soundtrack for your moment is going to find you. It makes discovering music feel effortless and, yeah, a little bit magical. Okay, so how does the machine learn what you want to hear? Well, it starts by watching you. Every single thing you do inside the app, every tap, every skip, every time you play a song on repeat, it's a clue. It's a breadcrumb that helps build a map of your unique musical taste. Let's see how that map gets made. So, Spotify is collecting two main types of signals from you. First, you've got the explicit signals. These are the things you actively, consciously tell the app you like. You hit that heart icon, you add a song to a playlist, you follow an artist. That's you curating your musical identity. But then, there are the implicit signals, and these are way more important. This is what you do, not what you say. It's the silent story that your listening habits tell. And here's the fascinating part. Spotify trusts what you do so much more than what you say. Why? Well, because what we like can be aspirational, right? We might fill our library with classic jazz to seem sophisticated, but our listening history on our morning commute shows a deep, deep love for 2010s pop hits. Our behavior, that reveals our true selves, not the selves we're trying to project. So how does the algorithm actually interpret these actions? A like? Yeah, that's a good start. It's a solid signal. But listening to a song on repeat over and over, that tells the system, I am obsessed with this right now. And the skip? Oh, the skip is powerful. A skip within the first 30 seconds is like a massive red flag. It tells the algorithm not just, I don't like this song, but this was the absolute wrong choice for this moment. And the system learns from that mistake instantly. Okay, so Spotify is watching your every move, tracking your behavior. But that's only one half of the puzzle. To really understand your taste, it also needs to understand the music itself. And it needs to understand how that music connects to other people. This is where things get really, really cool. You and I can listen to a song and instantly feel its vibe. If it's happy, if it's energetic, but a computer can't feel. So to understand music, the algorithm has to do what computers do best, turn everything into data. It uses, for lack of a better term, robot ears to analyze the raw audio of every single song in its massive catalog. Every single one of those 100 million plus tracks gets broken down into a set of core characteristics called audio features. Now, these aren't subjective tags like chill or upbeat. They are objective, measurable data points that describe the very DNA of a song. For example, a song might have a valence score of 0.92. What on earth does that mean? Well, it's a score from 0 to 1 that measures the musical positiveness of a track. A really high score, like this one, means the song sounds happy, maybe even euphoric. A low score means it sounds sad or maybe angry. Essentially, the machine can quantify a song's mood. And there are a ton of these features. Danceability is basically the head bob test. How stable is the rhythm? energy is like the caffeine level. Is this song a shot of espresso or a calming herbal tea? And like we just saw, valence is the mood ring, telling you if the song is smiling or crying. By combining all these scores, Spotify can understand the vibe of any song without ever listening to it the way we do. But analyzing the music's DNA is just one method. The other, and this was arguably Spotify's original secret sauce, has nothing to do with the songs themselves. It's all about finding your musical soulmates, or as the system calls them, your neighbors. This method is called collaborative filtering, and the concept is brilliantly simple. Imagine you walk into a library, and you hand the librarian a list of every song you've ever loved. The librarian doesn't analyze the music. Instead, they just scan the room and find other people whose lists are almost identical to yours. Those are your neighbors. Then the librarian notices there's a song that's on all of their lists, but it's not on yours. Bam, they recommend it to you. The system doesn't need to know a single thing about the music itself, only that people like you also like. So let's just recap for a second. We have your behavior, the implicit and explicit signals. We have the music's DNA, all those audio features. And we have the wisdom of the crowd, what all your musical neighbors are listening to. These are the foundational pieces, the basic clues. But how does it all come together? How do these totally different signals, your skip rate on a Tuesday morning, a song's valence score, and the listening habits of a stranger halfway across the world, all combine to create something like your Discover Weekly playlist? A playlist that feels so personal, it's almost prophetic. Well, that is where the real AI magic begins. And that's exactly what we're going to break down in the next part of this explainer. We're going to journey right into the heart of the AI to see how Spotify literally maps the entire universe of music, how it solves the cold start problem for brand new artists, and we will finally reveal the real complex algorithms that power the magic you feel every single day. You are not going to want to miss it. We'll see you in episode 2.